Welcome back to Voices of the Void, where I have completely forgotten what I did last time. Wait, no, one thing I do remember. Mike's back. He was missing for a while during the time he got a little sister, and something exploded. Do you mean abandoned? Purpose right here. Or Mike's right here. Okay, the door is locked. For some reason that was... Oops. Come on. Right.
My apartment
yeah, I
was
finished
exactly what
everything.
you'd expect from a cop who spent more time at the precinct than at home. The wallpaper peeled at the corners like old scabs. The carpet was a mottled gray that might have been blue in another decade, and the persistent smell of mildew suggested the plumbing was older than the landlord cared
well, I
to
could
admit.
just get early work in.
It wasn't much, but it was my refuge from the chaos of New York City. My own rundown castle. One lethargic Sunday afternoon, as the city exhaled the heat from the relentless August sun, I stood on the fringes of my small bathroom, scrutinizing my reflection in the faded mirror. I needed to shave, my beard a rough map of the past stressful week. As I nudged the mirror to get a better angle, it shifted slightly, revealing a corner of yellowed paper tucked behind it. Curious, I pried the mirror further open. It creaked in protest, the sound sharp in the quiet apartment. Behind it I found an envelope, the paper thin and brittle to the touch. Behind it I found an envelope, the paper thin and brittle to the touch. Written on the front in a hurried scrawl was rules of passage. My brow furrowed. My first thought was a prank.
Here you
Some
go.
twisted joke played by a fellow officer or a friend. But as I sliced the envelope open and unfolded the letter inside, the list of rules I found was anything
You should
but
check
ordinary.
out those achievements though.
Do not make eye contact. Do not speak to them. Never carry more than you can fit in your pockets. Do not take what is not dropped. Ignore all pleas for help. Do not eat or drink anything. Avoid the man in the conductor's uniform.
It thinks I defeated
Never go beyond the last
that
platform.
Curfer.
Never board the train. If
It's
you wish
called
to
an
leave,
abandoned Curfer. I
you
call
must
it
jump
the
in front of the
corrupted.
train. I read through the list twice, then a third time. My initial reaction was disbelief, mixed with an uneasy chuckle. It had to be a joke, a bizarre, detailed, and somewhat macabre joke, but laughter when I confessed to being spooked, the precinct's break room echoing with hoots and hollers. Shaking my head, I placed the letter on the bathroom counter.
Camera.
Mirror.
I knew it was a good idea to get the outside camera.
General neglect
Oh,
of
what's
cleaning
that?
habits. The rules themselves were nonsensical.
It's
yet
whatever
oddly
it is
specific.
behind.
Avoid the man in the conductor's uniform. Never board the train. It read like a bad movie script.
What's going
Part of
on?
me wanted to crumple the paper up and forget it ever existed.
Oh.
Yet something nagged at me. A whisper of
Uh-huh.
curiosity. Or perhaps an echo of instinct honed by years in the forest telling me not to dismiss it. With a resigned sigh, I tucked the letter into my jacket pocket, figuring it might make for an amusing story to share with
What the hell is
Hector
it
instead.
doing?
As I reset the mirror, my reflection staring back at me seemed to carry a hint of caution. So the tired eyes
Is it-
tagging me also whispered,
definitely picked something up. Oh yeah, that's big. She definitely picked something up, though. Hey, there it goes again.
Just a prank, I reassured myself. But as the city outside buzzed, and the shadows in my apartment deepened with the setting sun, the list of rules felt more like a warning than a joke. And deep down, as the evening crept over New York, I couldn't shake the feeling that my life
I don't see it anymore.
A week had passed since I discovered the bizarre list of rules behind my bathroom mirror.
It's definitely
Each
picking
day,
something up.
presence gnawed at me, an itch in the back of my mind that wouldn't subside. The rules haunted my thoughts, whispering through my daily routines, disturbing my sleep.
Oh, it's blinding the camera.
Unable to quell my growing obsession, I decided to investigate. It was late, the kind of late that blanketed the city in deep, uneasy quiet. I stood before my bathroom mirror, the letter in hand, rereading each rule as if trying to decode a secret message hidden in plain sight. With a deep inhale, I gripped the edge of the mirror and pulled. The mirror gave way with a groan, revealing not just the wall behind, but an opening. Dark, lonely tunnel that seemed to stretch into an impossible nothingness. Curiosity, sharp and demanding, overtook my hesitation. Flashlight in hand, I stepped into the tunnel.
Where is
The
it?
air
There it
was
is.
cool and damp, the walls rough
Where's
and
it going?
encrusted with what looked like centuries of grime. I walked for what felt like miles, the beam of my flashlight a small, bright spot of light against the overwhelming dark. Suddenly, the tunnel ended, and I stepped out onto a platform. I blinked in astonishment. Before me lay a subway station, seemingly ripped from the 1940s. It was perfectly preserved, as if it were still in use.
Where the hell?
Advertisements for victory bonds adorn the walls, and the scent of old, dry wood mixed with a faint trace of tobacco smoke hung in the air. My footsteps echoed on the stone platform as I moved cautiously forward. The station was eerily quiet. No announcements, no clattering of trains. Then I saw them. People, or rather figures that resembled people, each dressed in period attire, their faces blurred and indistinct, going about their business as if I wasn't there. I remember the first rule: do not make eye contact. Lowering my gaze, I observed them from the corners of my eyes. They didn't speak or interact with me. They seemed completely unaware of my presence. Phantoms of a bygone era, caught in a loop of routine. A sudden chill made me shiver.
So that
I pulled my
happened.
jacket tighter around me. As I ventured deeper into the station, I recalled
I'm just
the
gonna
second rule:
save.
do not speak to them. I bit my tongue as a spectral man nearly bumped into me.
I'm just
muttering
gonna
apologies to no
say,
one as he shuffled
take a
past.
nap. Why is there meat out there?
Conductor's uniform, his face harsh and creased with what looked like perpetual anger. The uniform was impeccable, the buttons polished to a shine, his cap.
Why are the lights dim? I had so many questions, yet so little answers.
Risk getting trapped here. I turned towards the tunnel, then hesitated. On the ground, near where I had appeared, was a handful of coins.
There's definitely meat out
old
there.
and tarnished. Do not take what is not dropped. The rule echoed in my mind. These were dropped, so it must be fine, right? I picked them up. rationalizing that it was worth the risk for proof that I wasn't hallucinating. With one last wary glance at the stern-faced conductor, I turned back to the tunnel to realize it was sealed. I placed my hand on the wall and felt nothing but cold, unyielding stone. I remembered what I had to do and scanned the scene until I saw a track with a train only beginning to take off. It accelerated at an impossible rate, but I was able to make it to the edge of the platform just in
There you
time.
go.
I jumped in front of the phantom machine that made no sound as it raced towards me. Closing my eyes at the last moment, I braced for impact, only to find myself tumbling onto the cold, hard tiles of my bathroom floor. Gasping for air, clutching the coins in my fist, I lay there for a moment, the reality of my apartment crashing back around me. I had escaped the station, but the station hadn't quite left me. As I stood, shaky and disoriented, the weight of the coins in my hand was a solid, undeniable confirmation of the night's reality. The portal was real, the rules were real, and I had a fistful of evidence.
Oh,
The first trip through the mirror
jeez.
tunnel left me both exhilarated and terrified. The coins I'd pocketed, a handful of pre-World War II nickels and dimes, were tangible proof of my unbelievable journey. As morning light seeped through the grimy windows of my apartment, I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, the events of the night replaying in my mind like a looped film reel. Determined to understand the value of my find, I decided to visit a local antique shop known for its collection of coins and historical memorabilia. The small bell above the door jingled as I entered, the musty smell of old books and rust greeting me. The shopkeeper, a stooped old man with thick glasses perched on his nose, looked up from his newspaper as I approached the counter. "Can I help you?" the shopkeeper asked, eyeing my nervous demeanor. "I found these in my grandfather's attic," I
We're
lied
gonna take this
smoothly,
little bit of
placing the
downtime
coins on
to
the counter.
clean up the
Wondered if they might be
windows.
worth anything. The shopkeeper picked up a coin, his eyes narrowing as he examined it. Pre-war coins. Quite a nice find indeed. He tested each coin with a small magnifying glass, then looked up at me, curiosity sparking in his eyes. Not something you see every day. Where'd you say you found them? My grandfather's attic. He was a bit of a collector, I repeated, maintaining my facade of casual disinterest. After a few minutes of haggling, I walked out of the shop with a substantial amount of cash, much more than I had anticipated. The weight of the money in my pocket felt like a burning promise of potential. However, before I made it out the door, the shop owner said something that stuck in the back of my mind. "A word of caution," the shopkeeper said, his voice low and urgent. "The treasures of the past often come with a price. Be sure you're willing to pay it." Fueled by success, my visits to the station became more frequent. Each journey through the
There we
tunnel
go.
was a calculated risk, but the temptation of easy wealth was too strong to resist. I followed the rules meticulously, never making eye contact, never speaking to the spectral passengers, and always avoiding the conductor. My collection grew. Old bills, more coins, even a few historical trinkets small enough to fit in my pockets. But with the increasing visits, my behavior at work began to change. I was distracted, my thoughts constantly wandering to my next trip through the mirror. My colleagues took notice, especially when I started showing up with new watches and unexplained cash. Rumors started, whispers of evidence tampering, or worse. Rick Dalton, a fellow detective and supposed friend, confronted me one day in the locker room. "Hey, Johnny, you hitting the casino these nights? You've got the look of the man who's found a gold mine." "Just some good luck on a few bets," I deflected, uncomfortable with the scrutiny. Rick raised an eyebrow, but didn't push further. The conversation, however, heightened my paranoia. I knew I needed to be more careful, but the call of the coins, the whisper of the wind through the station, was irresistible. One afternoon, after pocketing a particularly rare
There you go. 1,
decided it was time to lay low.
5, 4, 7,
But as I turned to leave the station,
0, 6,
twisting around,
1. Ah, damn it.
I quickly averted my gaze and rushed to a platform with a train just starting to accelerate. Jumping in front of the approaching train, I braked.
There we are. No, let's be ping.
Financial uptick not going unnoticed among my colleagues. Whispers followed me like shadows, each murmur a thread weaving a net of suspicion. Rick Dalton finally cornered me near the water cooler, his expression a mix of concern and curiosity. "Johnny, can we talk?" he asked, nodding towards the empty interrogation room. Inside, the room felt colder than usual, the stark light highlighting seriousness on Rick's face. "It's about these sudden gains of yours, John. People are talking. They're saying you might be into something off the books." My stomach tightened. I'd known this conversation was coming, yet it did little to ease the sting. "Rick, it's nothing shady, I swear." Rick raised an eyebrow, unconvinced. "Then explain it to
Romeo.
me. Make me believe it, because right now, it looks bad, man." I hesitated, the secrets of the mirror and the station heavy on my tongue. I'd kept it all so close, but Rick's trustful eyes, the history we shared, all demanded the truth. "It's complicated. More than you can imagine," I started, my voice low. "But I'll show you. Both of you," I added, noticing Lucy Grant hovering near the door, her intuition clearly piqued. Later that evening, under the guise of casual beers, I led Rick and Lucy into my dimly lit apartment. The mirror, once just a reflective surface, now felt like the gateway to pandemonium.
Well,
Before I show you,
if I were
you
to try
need to
and
promise me,
get my hands
whatever you
on
see,
Omega
whatever
Curve,
you
I'm gonna
hear,
need
you keep it between
the
us.
metal detector.
And follow my rules strictly, I instructed, my tone grave. Lucy, ever the skeptic,
I just heard
crossed her
something.
arms. "You're freaking me out, John."
So I haven't
Rick clapped me
seen
on the back
the
with a
mannequins in a
half-hearted
while.
chuckle. "Lead the way, officer."
Really strange.
I pulled the mirror aside,
I'm gonna need to get
revealing
myself a
dark,
new
elongated tunnel behind it.
rope.
Rick's chuckle died in his throat, his eyes widening in disbelief, while Lucy let out a low whistle. "Holy hell, John. What is this?" Rick stepped closer, his detective instincts kicking in, examining the edges, the depth. "It's a tunnel to another time, another place. Sounds crazy, but that's the best way I can explain it," I said,
So a hook
stepping into the
and metal
darkness to
detector.
demonstrate. Hesitant yet intrigued, Rick and Lucy followed. The walk through the tunnel was quiet, the air thick with anticipation,
Yeah,
and the
camera.
cool dampness of the unseen world around us. Emerging onto the platform of the station, we were each hit by the authenticity of the scene, the smell of coal and old wood, the sound of distant
let's
trains,
see.
the murmur of spectral passengers in period attire, all of it was
I think
overwhelming.
the
This is unbelievable.
smaller
Lucy murmured.
parts,
Her previous
like
skepticism
plastic and
vanished.
metal, I think should be
Her
quite
face
easy to get
turned
my hands
awe
on.
and a hint of fear. It's like we've stepped into the past.
And for the
Reiterated
radiation
the
stuff,
rules.
I think
No eye
I'm going to
contact.
need...
We were speaking to the passengers.
Yeah.
Take only what is dropped, and most importantly, never board the train or go beyond the last platform. When it's time to go, jump in front of a train. Why all the rules? Rick asked, scanning the bustling ghosts of the past. They're not just for show.
Oh!
I don't know what happens if you break them, but I promise you it's nothing good, I emphasized, watching a porter pass by.
I can just buy some of the stuff here.
We moved cautiously along the platform, the spectral figures brushing past us, each locked in their own silent world.
I'm gonna
The
start
patient
by
interact
ordering
was
that.
palpable. My stern reminder of the rules echoed in our minds.
Right.
As we turned to leave, a glint of silver caught my eye. A coin lying just beside the tracks.
Oh. Well, I'm losing out on those items now. It's not exactly like I need them per se, it's just nice to have extras. So I'm going to have to order in at least a
What
data
now?
tape
Lucy
A.
asked, the reality of our discovery setting in. Now we decide what to do next, I said, knowing well that the temptation of the station, its dangers cloaked in allure, would test us all. Weeks passed as Rick, Lucy, and I regularly visited the station, our pockets growing heavier with each visit. The temptation of wealth overshadowed the dangers, the rules becoming more of a guideline than a lifeline. It was a late summer evening when we found ourselves once again on the familiar platform, the air thick with anticipation, and the musty scent of the past. Lucy, her eyes beaming with a dangerous curiosity,
Keep on messing up
pulled
the
Rick
two
aside
buttons.
as I rummaged through a pile of abandoned suitcases.
I keep forgetting that this is the garage button and this is the return drone. I'll be back soon.
Watched as every spectral figure turned towards Lucy, their faces contorted in a collective rage. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, Lucy whimpered, her voice small and broken as the ghostly crowd advanced, their hands outstretched, grasping, tearing. In the distance, the conductor's eyes blazed with a fury that burned through the very fabric of reality. Lucy's screams echoed through the station as the vengeful specters descended upon her, their incorporeal forms suddenly all too solid, all too violent.
Let's see, what
Rick,
do I need?
his mind reeling,
Delta X-ray
stumbled back
Papa.
towards the tracks, his voice cracking as he yelled to me, "We need to leave, now!" I, transfixed by the spot where Lucy had stood just moments before, barely registered Rick's words. As we turned to flee, the conductor materialized before us, his presence a suffocating force, his anger palpable. He pointed at me, then at Rick, his eyes promising retribution as he strode towards us with purposeful steps. "Jump now, in front of the train," I screamed, my voice raw with desperation. But Rick, consumed by panic, made a fateful decision. As the spectral train glided into the station, its form a shimmering aberration, Rick leapt through its closing doors, my anguished cries fading behind him. Reaching the platform's edge, I could only watch as the train carried Rick away. My hands shook as I stared at the blank wall where the hole once was. The ghost of the portal that had swallowed my friends.
Let's see,
Just
it's
a patch
2 in
of
the morning.
mismatched paint in my dimly lit bathroom. The reality of Rick's terrified face pressed against the train window haunted me. The echo of Lucy's screams merged with the constant, oppressive silence of my apartment. In a frantic haze, I grabbed a hammer and began to tear into the drywall, each strike a mix of hope and desperation. Dust and plaster flew around me as I dismantled the wall piece by piece, revealing not the eerie station or the darkened tunnel, but the mundane sight of my kitchen tiles through a jagged hole. With nothing left to do, I put the mirror back up, covering the scars of my frenzy. The reflection that stared back at me was a man broken, eyes hollow, the weight of my unshared secret. The following weeks were
give
a
me a
blur
good
of police
signal.
activity and whispered rumors. I participated in the searches for Rick and Lucy, my gut twisting with every false lead and dead end. The precinct was rife with speculation and suspicion, the eyes of my colleagues probing and questioning. I maintained a facade of concerned confusion, but inside, I was a tumult of guilt and fear. At
I
night
don't
lay
think this
awake,
thing will last long
the
enough for me
images
to
of
get
my
it.
last visit replaying behind my eyelids, the anger in the conductor's eyes, the spectral hands reaching for Lucy, Rick's decision to board the train. The rules we had broken haunted me, each one a lash against my conscience. Weeks turned into a month, and the search for Rick and Lucy began to dwindle, the case growing cold, but never settling. The precinct slowly returned to its usual rhythm, but I felt detached, moving through my duties as though underwater. One quiet evening, as I sat at my kitchen table nursing a beer, a faint tapping sound pulled me from my thoughts. It was rhythmic, insistent. With a heavy heart, I stood and made my way to the bathroom. The sound grew louder as I approached. I reached out a trembling hand and took the mirror down once more, expecting to see the dark tunnel stretching out before me. Instead, there was only the wall, innocuous and taunting. I replaced the mirror, but as I turned to leave, a small envelope slid out from under the edge of the frame. I picked it up, the paper familiar yet ominously heavy in my hand. I tore it open, and a single folded piece of paper fell into my palm.
I think I have everything.
Folding it,
Yep.
I read the new set of rules, my heart sinking with joy.
Then I have a visit to. Wait a second. Fuel. I knew it was there was something I was forgetting. There you go. Oh, that's a lot of fuel. Still not gonna deal with that though. Alright. Time to head on out. Right. Needs to lock up. Delta, right. Yellow. Geez, that's a lot of error. Right. That's you done. I'm gonna do a quick transformer check. Right. Transformer 1 should check that one out on my way while I'm out doing stuff. Are you looking? Okay. It's, it's way too quiet out here. Wait. What's the next stop? Extra X-ray and Delta, not Delta, Papa. X-ray. It's all the way over there. And Papa is okay. Man, it's so dark. Ah, maybe because the fog is rolling in. This is the average morning in a Swedish town, especially one that's high up. This is an average morning. Very dark and very, very foggy. Feel right at home. Let's see. Where's the there we go. Oh, that's a... hold. Oh, I need to get... There you go. Perfect thumbnail material right there. You guys wanna know a little... Okay, there's blood in here. Guys wanna know a little fun Swedish fact? The name for crowbar, if translated directly over from Swedish to English, is cowfoot, I believe. Wait. Yeah, cowfoot. Or as you say in Swedish, kofot. So that's a little fun thing. Also, I'm just gonna... wait, isn't this... Wait, wasn't it X-ray that I used that rifle? Probably not pointed at myself. Oh! I'm going crazy. I've been crazy for a while now. Can't get any more crazy. I saw something. I think I should just come to terms that I am just insane. And that after I'm done with this job, I should check into a insane asylum. Before I go ahead and go to Papa though, I should check on the quote-unquote abandoned Perfer. Right then. So it seems to have disappeared with my hook. Isn't that great? Didn't even check if it had the save thing here. Whoop-de-doo. Oh, is that a mannequin over there? Come on. Totally is. I haven't seen them in a while. Finally brave enough to come back out after that whole event. Right then. Time to get to Papa. Uh-huh. Now I feel I'm not safe anymore. And it just felt like I saw something there. Whoop-de-doo. I'm going off-road. Because I went the wrong way. Okay, it's 6 in the morning. Should be fine. The save no thing always puts me on edge. Like crazy. Also, while I'm here, I should go ahead and check on my alien neighbors. See how they're doing. see you guys took that back. I will not take it again, I promise. I hope you guys have a good morning. I'll continue on with my work. Let's see. It was green for Papa. Oh, and this is good that Papa is here, because Transformer 1 is just down the road. Then I can just quickly head on over to, was it Romeo? Yeah, Romeo, I believe, was the one with where I need to. And then the lake has the safe. So I'm gonna go quick check on the transformer, and then I'll be on me way. Be on me merry way. Let's see. There you go. Quick stop. Let's see. Romeo, oh Romeo, my Romeo. Where art thou, my Romeo? Right. All the way across the whole park. Also, whatever happened to that haunted porta potty? Just suddenly started coming after me. At one time, whoosh. Whoop-de-doo. How was my fuel? Okay. Up I go. Up over the hills. Wait, what's... Have I seen this place before? Oh wait, is this what Oh yeah, it's the construction site. With the hole. I remember. Surprised that did not count towards airtime. For a second, I thought that piece of wheat was a little guy sprinting towards me. I really need to get my eyes checked. It was Romeo, wasn't it? Wait, did I even bring my shovel? Oh, that's a piece of flesh. Yeah, I forgot to bring my shovel. How smarty of me. Yeah, I'm just gonna head on back. Though, I can check in the book on where I was supposed to go. It's weird it said Romeo though. But I keep on second guessing myself. Oh jeez, I'm going fast. I've been pressing W. Oh Oh no. I don't know the radius of the barrels, but I have a feeling that wasn't so good to get that close. Okay then. Well, I have the discs.
That agent's words when I told him the story are going to haunt me for the rest of my life. Anyway, I've got to go. I have some errands to run today, and then I have to go into work to pick up some tapes.
That's this
My
story.
boss and I think this new guy, Jeremy, is a complete creep. Is stealing motor oil, and I have to watch the security footage to see if I can catch him doing it. I have better things to do, but my boss is paying me overtime under the table, and I'm trying to save up for a vacation, so I could really use the money. It should be pretty simple. The oil always goes missing right after his shifts. I figure I'll just watch the tapes, catch him in the act, and that'll be that.
I'm going to get this set up. So I don't have to think about you anymore. Yes, yes. Okay. Romeo. As I said, it was Romeo. Really should stop second guessing myself, though. Still gonna need a shovel. Metal chunk. Right. Give myself a bunch of food.
When I was 8 years old, I had a friend named Dennis. He lived not too far from me in a tall, orange house. I could tell by looking at this home that it was old.
I need to get this cleaned out.
Couldn't
Right
see how
then.
someone could live with that sensation. Dennis seemed to
Can
have
leave
gotten
this
used
here.
to it. It was a Saturday night. We were eating dinner at his table after a long day of playing outside. His parents were in the living
Yeah,
room watching
I don't
television.
think I'll need anything else.
They didn't want to intrude on our visit, they had told us.
So
So
Romeo
we sat together.
and
Neither of us had
River.
spoken since we sat down. We were both exhausted, so eating.
Right then. Gonna try to move quickly to not waste time. Sit. Oh, is there something wrong with my wheels? Oh, Ronnie. I think I found the problem. Well, guess I'm going on foot. Oh, no, wait, no. Thanks for holding on to me. Holding it on for me. Well then. What do you think you're doing, little mannequin? There you go. Now let's get moving. Not you though. Good thing I noticed that though with the wheel before I got anywhere far. Else that could have been a bit of a problem. Oh, now. I don't remember that. Huh. That's nice. Nice little swing. Little swing set. Perfect for bring your daughter to work day. Oh, I'll bring your child. Though I don't think I'd bring my child here. Feels a bit too dangerous. So, here. Ah, hook. This is a basic. Just a hook without a string. Well done. Oh. Guess I just take the ball joints. Oh no, I can pick it up. Way too heavy. Well, that's the ball joints checked off. Need to get some coffee in my body. Let's see. So after this, I can head on down to the river. See if I can't find a safe. No, it's just a mannequin. I thought there was a straight up body laying in the snow. Phew. That gave me a little scare. I genuinely thought there was a straight up person just laying in the snow. Also cool air. What did you? So the lake, which is that way. What did it? Oh, up. Perfect landing spot for my glasses, though. Oh, imagine that. My final words are just whoop-de-doo. Or whoopsie-daisy. The final words I ever mutter. Oh, whoop-de-doo. Oh, wait. Can I even get the safe? Oh. Okay, rubber ducky. Yeah, something's telling me I won't be able to get that safe. Well, guess I just head back. Hopefully the ice will be gone by next month. Oh, I am back home. With some severe brain damage. Putting you there. Little duck.
I decided to go pay my respects, as I did from time to time. An odd fog began to roll in as the sun set, but I took no heed of it.
Oh yeah.
I instead looked for the specific oak tree where
Too
my
poor
family
for
plot
coffee.
was.
Guess I'll just
Fog
go ahead and
was
take a
growing
nap.
thicker, so I decided.
Yeah, that's a straight up meat chunk out there.
Startled as a statue of an angel appeared in front of me. The angel stared upwards with its arms raised as if to take a soul to heaven. I I didn't recognize the grave, so I looked to see whose it was. The name and date appeared to be scratched out by a chisel or something similar, but I could still make out the beginning of the Lord's Prayer.
Oh, it's the
As I
AI
read it,
module.
I heard what sounded like a child whispering the prayer. I looked around, but couldn't see very far. I looked back at the statue, and the angel was staring down at me with a glare. I was startled,
Plastic,
but
metal,
then just brushed it off as a lapse in memory.
electronics,
I continued through the cemetery,
elbow, knee
growing
joints,
increasingly
ball
worried and
joints.
out of touch with time. A large shadow appeared in front of me, and I approached it slowly. It was a tree, but not the one I saw earlier. Its branches began shaking, as if something were moving within the leaves. I couldn't make anything out, and I assumed it was a squirrel or cat. But then, out of the quiet fog, I once more heard the sound of a child saying the Lord's Prayer. I called out, but there was no response. I waited for a moment. Then, the voices of more children began
Ball
saying the Lord's
joints.
Prayer.
Oh, well, I only
I
have
screamed
these
for
two,
someone to
so.
help, but I only heard the children as I began to see shapes move in the fog.
Let's see.
It felt as if 1,000 eyes were upon me as
So,
more and
yeah.
more children joined in the chant. None seen, all heard. Then, all at once, the voices stopped. The fog felt hollow and empty.
Camera.
The brief silence was shattered by a
So.
deep, demonic voice repeating the verse in a sinister and mocking tone. I ran like I had never
So
ran
at
before.
least.
The air quickly grew bitter and cold. The demonic
8
one began
ball
shouting in Latin.
joints and
I kept
2
looking back over my
elbow,
shoulder,
or yeah,
but all I could
4
see
elbow
were the
knee
shifting
joints and
shapes
8
of the
ball
fog.
joints.
How long had I been running? The cemetery was big, but nowhere near this distance. I fell to my knees and began to sob in terror. What was going on? Shadows took form within the fog and began approaching me. Terror washed over me as I tried to muster breath for a scream, but I was too winded from the run. Shadowy arms shot out from the mist and grabbed a hold of my arms. I struggled as they pulled my sleeves back. They began to carve Latin inscriptions into my flesh. I screamed in agony. I looked at the bleeding words as they began to ignite within my flesh.
Alright,
My arms
you.
went up in a flash of white fire. I was numb to everything as I looked at the words written in the smoldering skin. It was all in English now. Words such as die, gone, sorry, abandoned, and eternal appeared in crimson against the blackened flesh. I ripped from their hold and took off faster than before, the demons laughing all the while. I sprinted for a moment and looked over my shoulder, then forward again, just in time to hit a tree. I woke up as the sun rose, under the tree I had searched for the other evening. I looked at my arms. They were normal. I looked toward my family plot to see a little boy setting a flower down as his parents watched. I walked over to ask who they knew, but as I got close, I noticed it was my name on the grave. The date said I had died over 2 years ago. My heart sank as the memories flooded back, and watched as one of my former students placed a flower at his teacher's grave. Am I in hell?
Let's see if I can't find another signal. Wait, I haven't even begun doing you. A quick calibration as I work on these. And boop. Damn. Okay, don't need to do anything. You, and you.
Maybe it doesn't matter because there's nothing we can do.
Hmm.
If you're anything like me, you've seen some weird new stuff around town.
There we go.
You'd realize
Okay, perfect.
I don't know how far it goes.
Everything's nicely
So far,
calibrated.
Nobody has shown any capacity to register what I'm saying. I can spam it up and down the internet and I don't get one relevant response. Nothing. I've considered that I might just be crazy, but even crazy people can get some sort of reaction. Someone will at least try to humor them, calm them down. I've tried doctors, police, professors. They all just stare off into space when I start to describe this stuff. Like something is actively blocking the exchange of information. My biggest fear isn't even that I'm all alone. My biggest fear is that I might still only perceive bits and pieces of something bigger. Or worse, that my capacity to perceive all this is shrinking. I can write it down, I can record every last detail, but it's not going to matter if I become like everyone else. I could wake up tomorrow and look at my journal entries and only see a pile of missing...
Whoa! I forgot about eyeballs. I can't even tell what any of this is supposed to be. I remember I was here the previous episode.
Like it was their usual mundane lunch stop.
Oh, I completely forgot about Mr. Eyeballs. Holy that. Oh, that was a jump scare and a half. Come on. Come on.
Or where it was coming from. I could only see blackness.
Oh,
At least, that's how I remember it.
oh that
Maybe
was
I
a
saw
jump scare and a
something else,
half.
but it's gone now. God.
Oh,
And
don't
it
do
was
that
only
to
the
me ever
beginning.
again, Mr. Eyeballs.
All the restaurants in town,
I swear I
the
will
real
begin
ones
throwing
anyway,
hands.
are typically deserted. Employees still show up to some of them, but they don't even realize that no customers are stopping in. Some of them even host new windows.
Oh, if you try that again, Mr.
parasitically
Eyeballs.
siphoning off all their business.
Ooh,
The things seem to multiply constantly.
I
I've
promise
seen
you,
them
it
indoors,
will hurt.
outdoors, on houses, on trucks, even one on a tree. A window
Seriously,
to
that-
nowhere.
Oh,
in the
my
trunk of a
heart.
tree. Dispensing
Oh,
deep-fried
that's.
slop
Oh,
to an ignorant gaggle
I'm
of
sorry if I'm
hikers.
being loud.
Near as I can tell, all the products are meat,
Oh, my
or some
heart.
vague semblance thereof. I can't always tell what kind of animal
Oh, my
or
poor heart.
even what kind of body part it used to be. I've seen things that could have been dredged
I-
from some black, godless deep-sea trench. Gelatinous slabs of
My
flesh
heart
and
can't take
blindingly
things like that.
unnatural colors. Fried bugs just slightly larger than any I thought existed. It isn't just
Oh,
the
my
windows
poor heart.
either. I've started seeing this stuff right on supermarket shelves. Foreign-looking packages with that same gibberish language on it. Occasional bouts of
I'd
quasi-English
completely forgotten
like
about
number a
him.
million taste or it can dream a great flavor. It all has the same stupid logo on it too. Sometimes burnt right into the cuts of meat. A bug-eyed cartoon hamburger in a little chef's hat. Sometimes it's winking, sometimes it isn't, and sometimes it only is after I've looked away. There's even people sucking down that stuff on live television. Talking heads come back from commercial licking blood and grease off their hands. The weather lady shows up looking like an extra from a slasher movie. Red stains increasingly thick on a blouse. I don't think she's changed in weeks. Nobody else cares. Nobody thinks anything is odd or new or different. Nobody but me. My appetite for meat is thoroughly dead, to say the least. I don't think I could ever trust it again. But I've noticed non-meat products are growing steadily rarer. Fruits and vegetables are sitting out longer between restocks. A lot of things are just getting phased out to make room for all the new items. I shouldn't have to say this if you could already read and comprehend this far, but for the love of God, don't eat it. Don't taste it, don't touch it, try not to even smell it. The more people eat, the less they act like themselves, the funnier they talk. If you know something's up but you can't see what I'm seeing, I advise you to stick to cereal. I haven't found anything fishy about any of the cereal yet. I can't begin to postulate what's behind it all. Aliens, terrorists, Illuminati reptiloids? I could believe near anything at this point. Entry 2. The ads are everywhere. Flyers, neon signs, billboards. All of them written in some weird foreign language I can't find any match for. Plastered with goofy artwork of bug-eyed hot dogs and steaks, and less identifiable things. People stop and stare at them compulsively, pupils dilating while their clouded mind registers God only knows. A lot of people say the same exact thing, in the same exact tone and rhythm, every single time. That sounds good enough to eat.
Just be safe. I'm gonna call into the. I'm gonna call in the drone. And send this out, just to be safe. Also, take a quick moment to fix up the ATV. There we go. That's taken care of.
Chunky, soft and plastic, like they were designed for children, though I can't imagine any child with such depressing taste. Booths were lined with putrid, off-green cushions. Tables were a hideous yellow tan with chipped chrome trimmings. The floors were pale blue tile, like a public restroom, many pieces missing or disheveled. The walls were more of that tacky chrome, interrupted by fake wood paneling, giving way to glass windows from about waist height to the ceiling. Yes, windows, not visible from the outside. I had stepped through a door in the middle of one plain, solid brick wall. From inside, it was glass all around. They were so thick with grime that I could scarcely see through them, but I could tell it wasn't the correct view from behind the ShopRite. It looked more like some murky storybook vista. Simple, blocky houses on rolling green hills. Despite the steady stream of people coming in through the door,
things to favorite
I couldn't
list.
see a single sign of movement or life out there. I began to wonder if I might look suspicious, just standing around and gawking while everyone else was heading straight for the food. I thought I might as well make some effort to blend in. Mistake number 1. Most of the offerings were typical of the stuff coming out of those takeout windows or invading the grocery shelves. A heap of raw, red steak sat on a bed of black, clotted blood. Oversized, pasty white drumsticks dribbled cold, yellow juices. A long trough of chunky, pinkish slop jiggled like pudding as people scooped it onto their trays, or straight into their grease-caked faces. I think I pulled my shirt up over my nose around this point. I thought I recognized a lot of exotic fare. Frog's legs, chicken feet, beef tripe. but I couldn't be quite certain. I wasn't sure if chickens had that many toes, or any frogs I knew of grew exactly that large. There was a tray of what I thought were fat, segmented seed pods, until one of them abruptly curled and uncurled twice, like a beckoning finger. Absolutely made my skin crawl. There were tongues, there were brains, there was something like clear yellow spaghetti in a pasty brown sauce. At least, that's what I'm going to keep telling myself it was. There were fish fins and goat eyes, and even bones. Just steaming hot, perfectly bare white bones. I could barely take the sight of anyone eating. Mrs. Faber, a grim and crotchety old bag from down the street, was digging like an excited child through a big heap of what looked like horse teeth, sucking off whatever scraps of gum tissue she could find. I felt my stomach shudder.
Backpack would be nice.
We made eye contact, and for a moment I almost thought I saw a look of horrified clarity, like the fog was almost lifted from her mind, and she was just about to ask me what in God's name she was doing. Instead, her eyes glazed over, and she smiled that chillingly idiotic smile. Just like Mama used to make, she said, in a hokey, sing-songy tone she'd have never been caught dead using, popping another gnarled, yellowed molar into her mouth and sucking noisily. I could taste my own bile by the time I backed away from that godless orgy of culinary depravity. That's when I saw it.
Yeah, saving him.
The thing I've come to think of as an egghead. It was wobbling around the bars, arms flailing blindly. A chalk-white, naked, sexless human figure dominated by a featureless beach ball of a head. A stick figure made flesh. The alien invasion theory was already sounding better and better. The thing was working its way down one aisle at a time, and didn't look at first like it had any particular goal in mind. It occasionally clutched at someone's hair or clothing, almost as though desperate for attention, or even in need of help. But nobody so much as blinked in its direction. I assumed I could get away with ignoring it like everyone else, until it finally hobbled its way down the opposite aisle and crossed my direct line of sight. It froze there. The blank, smooth egg face turned directly towards me.
Yeah, I'm definitely adding that to my favorites.
I don't remember the sprint home, but I do remember it was the dead of night when I exploded out of that ugly, greasy green door. It couldn't have been later than noon when I first entered, and I couldn't have been ogling the horrors therein for more than 40 minutes from my perspective. I don't know if anything followed me, but I barricaded myself in my bedroom that night, just to be safe.
The
doors and windows are everywhere. If you can read this, only go out when you must, and don't go anywhere new. It might be newer than you think. Entry 3. They used to be people. The eggheads. I've seen it a lot in the week since the buffet. Not everybody shows the signs, but some people, the ones who get hooked the hardest on that sick, foreign meat slop, only seem to gain weight from the neck up. Hair falls out. The first thing to disappear are the eyes. Then the mouth seals shut.
Oh, it's just
and
you.
The whole head smooths over.
Okay.
They start to wander aimlessly, invisible to everyone else, forgotten by friends and loved ones. They do nothing but mumble, groping their arms around like they're hunting for their lost eyes. I killed one today.
I don't think I will make it.
I'd spent my afternoon scrounging around town for normal things to
as
eat,
an
increasingly challenging task.
And I'll see you
Avoiding
guys
the overtly weird
in the
stuff
next
is only
one.
half of it. I have to be careful for anything that boasts a new formula or improved flavor. Sometimes I just have to scan the package for the hamburger logo.